goodness, but that was a long loading screen. I swear. It was like,
Mm.
we're starting. We're starting. I swear we're starting. Hang on. It's spinning. It's spinning. Yes, yes, master. I will do as you command. There we go. And I'm also hearing myself now, which is quite curious. Hello, everyone. I never get used to hearing my own name, my own voice. I do hear my own name, and my brother's name, and my dog's name when referring to me. So, welcome everyone. Happy Friday, or in some cases, happy Saturday, as is the case for my guest
Mm.
tonight, hailing all the way from Scotland. I have Mad Munchkin.
Hello, everybody. It's after 1 o'clock in the morning for me,
Yes,
and this glorified pigeon has forced me to stay up.
yes, I I have tantalized her with the thought of being on a stream because I'm that important. No, I'm not.
No, in all seriousness, I'm usually up until 4 in the morning anyway, so so I really don't mind. I'm I'm actually really delighted to be here again. Hooray!
Yes, not my people might not know. Maddie was the very first guest I had on one of these streams when I had absolutely
Yes.
no technical knowledge and no idea what I was doing. Now I have some technical
Mm.
knowledge and no idea what I'm doing.
No one knows what they're doing.
I think that's a fair statement. Oh, and Chris the Scot has just followed. Actually, I've had
Hi, Chris.
oh from Chris from your streams and server.
Chris is a real life friend. They were at BronyCon. I don't know if they met you in person though, but they were there.
Ah, well, there'll be other opportunities to meet. I'm confident.
Yes.
Actually, I need to give some shout outs
A
to.
fellow Scot.
Hey, there you go.
Yes.
Let's see. I want to give a quick shout out to some folks who followed in the recent days: Brony Company and JROG 1989. Oh, and Stephen EXE Hey 333 is hosting. Much appreciated.
Hooray.
And we've got returning folks in the chats. We're always a joy to see. I see Flutterchan and Trinary, Preston Cox and Komodo Steel. Want to give condolences to Battlecross, who said before the stream that they suffered a loss in their department. And I'm very sorry for that.
Can I interrupt you for a moment?
Of course.
Oh wait. Oh wait, never mind.
Right?
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Continue.
oh no,
I misread a thing.
not to worry.
It's sorry.
Helsing Ghost 1, good to see you. And Jude 3300. Let's see, Little Heart Raccoon. And I know that there's a Jasper Pie and Voice of Reason in the chat. So welcome one and all. And Enderpup and Michael Wellington. And of course, Noma Ruiz Gallardo, who is always kind enough to tell me how to phonetically pronounce the name, and I still get it wrong. Every time.
I also spy my fiance in the chat.
Oh.
And I forgot to tell them I was doing this.
Oh my. Oh, how scandalous. I've provoked a confrontation. Oh,
I forgot.
I also like that Champ to Stay is doing his best My Hero Academia. I'm here.
I'll be in trouble for that later.
Well, I'll be in trouble with
Oh,
Sweetie Bloom because I kept you up late, and she's as sort of the mother hen, the caretaker. She's gonna be like, why did you keep Maddie up late? Yes, she totally sounds like this. This is not at all a terrible impersonation. Maybe I can get a re in there somewhere. I don't know. I'm probably gonna pay for this impersonation too.
Uh-huh. Oh, lordy.
Lordy.
That's just become a thing I say when I just don't know how to reply. Just, oh, lordy.
Oh, have no fear, Stephen EXE. Hey, I will not give spoilers for My Hero Academia. other than to say I really enjoy it. I really enjoy how it presents heroes, the idea of being a hero, and well, there's a lot of elements to talk about, but that's a discussion for another day. Before we get too far in, I do need to just go over some ground rules with everyone. First up, my friends Kelvin Shadewing and Trinary have been given moderator status in the chat. They're going to help keep things in balance, because last week it's been 2 weeks, but last stream, I had a lot of fun, but there was a noticeable increase in spamming and basically occupying the chat and taking away people's enjoyment or ability to share their thoughts. So, let's just go over a few quick ground rules. I understand that a question you want may not get answered right away, but anything more than 3 posts is going to earn you a timeout. And if timeouts keep happening, then it becomes a block. I'm going to try a little format tonight where I'm going to set a timer for half an hour and just shoot the breeze with Maddie and catch up with her. Then at that half hour mark, we'll start answering questions from the chat. That way everyone can have a little bit more focus on, hey, this is the time to ask those questions. And then we'll close out with a little bit more visitation. Let's see. Also, this is hard to describe because I know I push the envelope with humor sometimes. All the time. Every time. But
every opportunity.
But that's because I'm with friends whom I know and trust, and they trust me.
Yeah.
It's a little harder, everyone, with a chat, because it may not be a person you know directly. So, I'm going to ask that folks refrain from jokes about nationality, gender, sexuality, stuff that is really deeply personal to someone's identity. Because we don't necessarily have that level of trust and understanding, and in that case, it's better to just exercise some caution. And let's see here. Oh, and on the topic of shipping, because hey, y'all know me. I enjoy shipping, but here's the thing. More often than not, I'm shipping fictional characters, not real people. My one exception is, again, Lightning Bliss, because we know and trust each other. And if she ever said, I'm really not comfortable with this, please stop, that is the end. That is the doom.
It's a joke between friends.
Exactly. So I understand if people want to get in on a joke or have a shipping war of sorts, but not with real people. Even if they have a brony or other online personality, there's still a real person behind that character. Let's not ship where shipping is not welcome. Yes, Jasper, you can always make jokes about the glorified hummingbird. I am fair game. Nothing is foul because I myself am a fowl.
Oh, God. I'm too tired to just react. I don't...
Ooh. Welcome to Maddie Reacts, a very limited series.
Yeah, I think just to interject for a moment about, shipping characters and shipping real people, I think there needs to be, you can have a joke, but I believe there should be a segregation between the character and the real person. So, yeah, just to reinstate that, obviously I'm engaged, so I don't particularly like it when me as a person is shipped with someone, whether they be fictional or not. But Maddie as a character is also taken, so I don't really like it when she's shipped with anybody either. So, yeah.
But Maddie, what if I ship you with your husband?
But Silver.
Dun-dun-dun.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
What if I ship you with your fiancé? Ba-da-da-dum-dum.
Oh, that is best ship. I approve of this ship.
There we go. See? There's always a solution. Also, I need to work on my da-na-na-nas.
No, you just cut out for a moment for me. That's all.
Well, there is this small ocean at the moment.
Yeah, just a little bit of water.
I call it a water hazard. But as y'all may notice, tonight I'm going to try and get past making this train station. I'm not going to try. At first, I was overly ambitious. I mean, I had a background all the way. You see the train station way off there in the distance, and there's all this foreground here with like a little bit of mushrooms, and because I'm a fun guy myself. And I thought I'd make something grand, but honestly, you've all stuck with me. It's about time I started getting to Iceberg's OC. So, but we're going to keep going because I did a little searching for this rather elongated or stretched out house in Ponyville. And I found that really the only other reference I had for it was in All Bottled Up. So yeah, there's Starlight looking like she hates the universe and Trixie is the universe. And Drowning Nuts. And, All Bottled Up. That was an interesting way to start a season.
I have only watched the episode once. There's a lot of MLP episodes I've only seen once.
Oddly, there aren't many MLP. I usually see them two times, maybe even three, after they've first aired, that same weekend. Just to go through and compare my thoughts and okay, this was my first time. It's just a gut reaction. I feel something, I have an expression, I come away from the episode either really happy or a bit sour or just destroy. In need of a lozenge. But then on the second playthrough, I'm asking myself, okay, why did I feel this way? Tell me about your experience. Getting to know you.
Getting to know all about you. Brilliant musical. I appreciate the reference.
Always. It's funny, I quote musicals, but I haven't been to many. Trying to recall.
Really?
Definitely Phantom of the Opera. I've seen videos of the Broadway of Into the Woods, but never outside of a high school play, not the same thing.
No.
And let's see, what other musicals have I really seen? Phantom of the Opera, Fiddler on the Roof. Love Fiddler on the Roof.
I'd love to see that one.
Oh, Jasper. He's going through some hard times.
Yeah.
Oh, Jasper, I'm sorry, not there in person to offer support, but we are rooting for you.
Yeah. It's hard times. Onwards and upwards.
Onwards, believe me.
Etc., etc.
Trinary made a very keen observation that pretty much I've started almost every stream in recent memory with, I've had a tough week. And as Sweetie Bloom might point out, it's self-inflicted. So believe me, I understand that feeling of some days we're just getting to a point where we can exhale. Sometimes that's the victory.
Yeah.
Process in increments, even in inches.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Frostbite has the right of it. I should throw some compliments Maddie's way. This wonderfully...
No.
Yes, this wonderfully creative person...
It's my kryptonite. Oh.
Who produced this fantastic video today. Unfortunately, time only allowed me to see the first third. But it is a review of Suited for Success, an episode that made me a Rarity fan. It dashed my fears that she was just going to be the stereotypical Valley Girl Prima character. And she has this great introduction with Mary Sue, whom she voices wonderfully, and with only a little bit of personal grading, as I am a victim of Mary's wrath. And then Lightning Bliss comes on, and I unfortunately I had to stop just as Dr. Wolf got in on it.
Tonight.
But it's live on her channel. She had a premiere at 6 a.m. my time. which was
I'm sorry.
what
Time zones are a thing. I
cursed.
should have planned it better.
No. You did wonderful. I'm just saying that the Earth is curved, and that really pitches me a curve.
Hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't be against Discworld physics, such as they are.
Yeah, the whole Earth is flat, and it's carried on the back of 4 elephants atop a giant turtle who's called Atui. I believe that more than reality.
The
I'm weird. Anyway.
Oh, you're weird. Oh, well, as you can see on my channel, I am nothing but prim and proper and quite ordinary. Quite.
Well, thank you for promoting the video.
Of course. Thank you for making it. Oh.
Fun fact. I didn't make them for the video, but in total, 175 drawings in that video. Because there's 175 separate drawings.
Oh, no. Now, hold the proverbial phone, which is a collect call, I just decided. We were talking about doing a video on, some topics.
Yes.
But if you know me, I tend to cosplay the living daylights out of my OC. If I go down that road, I don't want you to have to draw all that.
But it's fun though.
Oh, it is fun, and it's fun watching you draw and getting to chat with you on the draw. I loved being on that stream a couple weeks back. But I don't want to. Who know how complicated a production I can be.
Like, I think Blissey has about 40 different poses. Dr. Wolf has 36. Maddie's pony form has about 90 odd.
90.
90. Her Dooney form has about 70. I'm just guessing how many at this point. Mary, her human form, I think has only got 20 at the moment because I'm still drawing up more poses. It takes a while to do, admittedly, but it's so much fun. Like, once you get the design down, you can just draw the next pose, just get it done in an hour or even less than that. With Blissey, a lot of the poses I did for her were traced from Maddie's poses, more or less. So it didn't take as long.
Yes, I'm all about the scandal tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, tracing, a lot of people say tracing it's cheating. True artists don't trace, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Tracing is it's how you learn, but also it saves time. So, and I mean, professionals will tell you this. They will trace old work if it means they're able to shave off some time off a project.
But it's their
It's not
old
necessarily
work.
a bad thing. The only time that tracing is a bad thing is when you trace someone else's work and pass it off as your own.
Yes, I'm thinking of there was a artist who was doing a sort of American manga, and it came to light very quickly that he had traced expressions and poses from manga like Bleach, and perhaps in a sign of true hypocrisy, on his DeviantArt page, I forget the name of this artist, they said don't post my art without permission. In fact, just don't post it at all. So when it came to light, boy, the comment section was not kind.
No.
Now, also, a couple more shout-outs to folks who have joined us. I see an Aramau over on the Twitch. And to PigBoss99, Drinking Buddy, are you present? I don't know, but Blue Griffin is. And I saw Goja Lion just a little bit earlier. So I want to just give shout-outs to folks. I appreciate that y'all keep coming back. I don't know why.
Oh. Aramar is in Fiery Secretary.
As in the
or
Fiery
Secretary. Different Aramar.
Hey,
hi, Ari.
I believe it's Ari the Fire Secretary.
I miss you, Ari.
Well, I just wanted to keep giving the shout outs, but believe me, Maddie, look at what I'm doing right now. I am building a background by looking at the screenshots of the show. I mean, it still takes some effort to make it work as an overall comp, as it's taking shape up, yeah. But the time for my own poses and styles will come when I draw the ponies. This is the structure to give them life.
Yes.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of yay. But I will say that I always gain more respect for the show staff and all that they did. When you think, oh, this looks like really simple, it's deceptively simple. It's a Decepta house. More than you bargained for.
Decepta house.
That's right. If I had the time, I would animate it transforming into a transformer, but I can't because I don't have that much time.
That sounds so awesome.
You know, the only time okay, there are only 2 categories for a transforming house. Frickin' awesome, as in Metroplex and Triptychon and Fortress Maximus. Yes, I'm a Transformers fan. And then there's that transforming building in Big, which is not cool. And the main character called it out. I don't know if you've seen Big.
Ah, yes, Big. Yes, I have seen that film several times. It was one of my favorites growing up.
It is. It's great. It's one of Tom Hanks's most iconic movies.
Oh, for sure.
From early in his career. I mean, boy, he's the range on that man.
Yeah.
But there's just this very brief scene where a toy company is trying to sell a transforming skyscraper. And it is so uninspired.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, square arms and square legs pop out of a square building. Wow. Really pushing the envelope there, folks. Which leads to Tom Hanks' great line, I don't get it.
Yeah. That was such a good movie.
Honestly, I should rewatch it. I saw it when I was young. I kind of wonder, is it going to say, oh, I've not carried my inner child enough at work. Oh, sadness. But then I go home and I work on videos related to My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and the like. You're just like, well,
as you do.
As it do.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, people at work do know that I make these videos, and they're actually very encouraging.
Ah, that's good. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah, I do not take it for granted. Let's see here. I was wondering, with a deceptively large convention, there's no deceit in enjoying a convention. There's only surprise stars. Surprise bots? Transform and roll out? I don't know. Ooh, party bots. Now, Trinary, you're already moderating the chat. You don't need to donate money. What the hey? This person, he tasks me with his generosity. He tasks me. I saw Wrath of Khan 2 weeks ago. So.
Ah.
And you know what's really weird? Watching that, all I could think of was the actor for Khan. Why am I suddenly blanking on his name? I do this on the streams. Ricardo Montalban. I remember him in Freakazoid. Or if it wasn't him, it was
He was in Freakazoid?
I feel like I thought he was the villain Gutierrez. And if not, then he was a fantastic impersonation.
Oh my gosh.
I should...
Mind blown. I did not make that connection.
I should, IMDb that, just to be safe. But I just remember all those quotes, and I never really understood at the time he was referencing Khan. Does that mean if Freakazoid got a reboot, they'd have a Benedict Cumberbatch impersonator going, Khan?
I would watch that.
Right? Hey, if Animaniacs can come back.
Yeah. I would so be on board for a Freakazoid reboot. I'd love for that show to come back.
Trinair confirms it. Armando Gutierrez is voiced by Ricardo Montalban.
Ah.
So I love it. And he seemed to have fun with the role. All the episodes he appeared in were uniquely quotable. I am not the weenie, you are the weenie.
The whole show is quotable. It's so good. It If I was able to shout, I would quote some, but there's a lot of quotes that are only funny if you shout.
Oh yes, I should mention we're being kind of quiet because there are other people in Maddie's house, but I'm not. So why am I whispering?
I don't know why you're whispering.
I just don't want to be left out of the process.
Fair enough.
But I mean,
No, but I love Star Trek. That was pretty much the first fandom I was in as a kid and as a teenager. I was a total Trekkie. I'm still a Trekkie. I love Star Trek. Just love it. Chef's kiss. Mwah.
well, I love your video on Neelix, who gets an inordinate amount of hate.
For sure. And I understand why as well. But a lot of it is that, Voyager was written back in the day where, like, TV shows had, like, a 45-minute limited runtime, and Star Trek would you say that it's a very episodic thing? Like, each episode is like a mini movie within itself, so like you can hop in at any point and kind of get what's going on, because it's like an ensemble cast, so one episode might be about one character, the next episode might be about another character, so it's not just following one main character and one main plot, although there is like a running story that runs all the way through the seasons, especially with Voyager, because they're traveling home after being shot to the other side of the galaxy. But the writing for Voyager, especially for Neelix, they didn't really know what to do with him, because he was supposed to be, I'm kind of repeating what I said in the video, but he was supposed to be like an echo of Quark. But Ethan Phillips is such a teddy bear. He just couldn't really pull off the like, he didn't have the sharpness that the initial treatment for Neelix needed, so they gave a lot of the sarcastic quips to the Doctor instead. Which kind of worked even better.
I love the Doctor.
For Robert Picardo's acting.
Oh yes, his deadpan delivery. What was that sound?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
That's strange. I wonder if something happened on Twitch. I have the chat pulled up.
Oh.
I don't know what that sound means. I've never heard it before. I'm hearing things.
I didn't hear anything. Oh, you have a donation on your Ko-fi.
I have it on my Ko-fi. Hey, what? Where's that? I need to thank someone.
There was a notification at the top of the screen I just saw, so maybe that was the noise.
Oh my god! Oh gosh! I need to give more space to the Ko-fi icon. There, that's my problem. I put it too high up. Now, who?
Oh, lucky I saw it then.
Yes, thank you, Maddie.
You're very welcome.
Must give proper credit and thanks to people. There we go. Let's just keep going. But I will have to offer proper thanks when I look that up. And I just hit Illustrator. What's wrong with me? There we go. Although, I think one of my favorite moments in Voyager was it was the episode where they found people who've been lost in history, and it turned out they had indeed been taken to another planet. Gosh,
I think it's called the 37s.
The 37s, and Amelia Earhart. There's an
Yeah, the 37s. Yeah.
and so
Or the 37, I should say.
and her friend has been shot in a misunderstanding altercation, and he's like he thinks he's on death's door, and he's like, look, I've always loved you. It's always I'm just glad I got to see you again. And then he's like, doctor's like, you'll be fine. What? Yes, you've been saved from death's doorstep. You're welcome. I mean, Picardo pulled it off beautifully.
Yeah. I mean, like in the later seasons, he turned into a bit of a buffoon, but it's still a lovable buffoon, and it was still a gradual change from the deadpan to that. So, ah, I, 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 I love the Doctor. One of my favorite characters in Star Trek. Possibly one of my favorites in general, really. But I think it's more to do with the actor than the character. I think.
Well, both. I mean, a great character voiced by a great actor. What more
Yeah.
perfect combination? Now, by the shaking on my wrist, it's time to open the floor to some questions.
Aha.
One of the earliest questions was from Cherry Fluff Belly. Do you both prefer milk or dark chocolate?
Oh, I don't. I'm not really a chocolate person. I don't drink chocolate. I don't really eat chocolate, and I only really have milk in tea and cereal.
Hmm,
So I'm a really boring person when it comes to chocolate.
not at all. Now me, I have a sweet tooth to my detriment. I'm
Mm.
more a fan of milk chocolate. They say that if you have to go with a chocolate, dark is actually better because it's the milk.
Oh, dark. Yeah,
The,
yeah.
Ironically, I got a lecture from a doctor recently about milk. I don't even drink a lot of milk, but
Mm.
he was trying to coach me on stuff. And milk, it's great when you're a kid and you're growing. When you become an adult, it's
Hmm.
not really necessary. But we're always marketing it as does a body good (parentheses) for kids.
Mm.
So there's your health PSA for the day. But I've never been a big fan of dark chocolate because of it has a certain bite. I like the mellow approach. Mellow.
Mm. I do like mint chocolate. If I do eat chocolate at any point, I like salted caramel. And I remember my fiance brought me some peanut butter fudge and chocolate brownies, I think, at one point. Last time I was over, I was having a bad day. I was feeling a bit homesick, so I think when he went out to get some food, he brought back some of these peanut butter fudge chocolate brownies, and I was like, I don't like peanut butter. He's like, no, try these, you'll like them. I'm like, oh, fine. I took one bite. I was like, oh my god, so good. But I only had two, and there was like 7 or 8 in the box. So he learned the hard way. I don't really have much of a sweet tooth in comparison to him.
But I
So
applaud.
he loves chocolate, especially chocolate ice cream.
Ooh, there you go. A little Neapolitan.
Mm. Sorry?
Have you have you ever tried Neapolitan? I mean that blending of vanilla and chocolate is to die for, and the strawberries welcome too. But you know, it's really the chocolate vanilla where it's at.
No, I haven't.
Oh, we must try.
I'm
I
sorry.
we will find an ice cream shop and have you try. I'm sure we can find something akin to it.
Oh, because I live in such a cold country, we don't really eat ice cream that often.
That's fair enough. But at my family, we shared some ice cream last weekend when it was -9.
Mm.
By the way, can I just say how unfair it is that 2 streams now, and Bliss talked about 12-hour 100-hour brownies. This
Mm-hmm.
amazing
Oh,
creation.
and I'm talking about brownies as well.
You're talking about it. I am being tempted. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying my best. Our friend Chris was kind enough to send me some cheeses and chocolates, and I've exercised what I consider to be remarkable restraint. But you tempted me. Y'all tempting me so bad. Now, let's see here. question for you, Maddie. I believe this is from Komodo
Oh.
Steel.
Uh-huh.
Wow. So, are you aware of the MLP organization in the fictional universe called SMILE?
No.
It's an acronym. I forget what the exact acronym stands for, but
Okay.
they're basically the secret agency that Bon Bon's Sweetie Drops belong to.
Okay.
So there's the short answer. They were part of a book. Yeah, it was an interesting idea. Kind of sorry the show couldn't expand on it more. But that's become sort of a ritual question for guests. Oh, another coffee from Argus of Water.
Ah.
Look at it just crawling across the screen there. Thank you, Argus. I am so sorry that I have failed to properly give space where it is due. Goodness.
I can see it.
This is why I say I'm technically enabled, but still have no blessed idea what I'm doing.
Well, your live streams have a better layout than mine. I tend to change the layouts on my live streams every time I live stream. So
Well, I need to do
at least you have dun, 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 consistency.
Oh, she kind of said it. She kind of said it.
Kinda.
Okay.
Almost.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
That's my thing. Your thing is continuity. My thing is consistency.
Ah, there you go.
Never mind.
Though,
Fail.
no, not at all. Maybe I'm too egotistical. I'm just like, everyone tries to say continuity. Oh, you have your own phrase. Oh, I'm a jerk. But gosh, I had a train of thought and I completely lost it. Food on me. Ah, well. But yes, Agents of Smile.
You've gone off the rails.
Fun idea. I'm going off the rails on my crazy train. Let's see here. There's the question of what do we do when you get home from a long day at work? Ah, this is from Riverdale. Riverdale. What do you like to do after a long day of work? Oh, well, I go home and I work some more. And honestly, this is becoming an increased warning from my friends that I'm not giving myself enough breaks. Because, here's the thing. Tail end of 2019. I'm talking like December 9th. I landed a new job, but I didn't start until the new year. And then 2020 happened. Now, I'm not going to claim that I had anywhere near the difficulty of other people, but being the new guy takes on a different sort of feel when everyone's social distancing and trying to figure out what in the hay is going on here. So, I'm still trying to find balance. It's been a year, and I'm still trying to find the balance.
Yeah.
Normally, I come home, I work on a video as best I can, and maybe I'll close out by doing a little Destiny 2 play. It's grinding, but... Well, I'm debating this with myself. It's a game, but it has goals. So are you playing to relax, or are you playing to meet more goals, which is just another form of work?
Yeah. Oh, for me, I work from home. So I kind of go from my desk to my sofa, which is like 2 feet away. So
That sounds like a wonderful commute. I have to drive half an
and then
hour.
my bedroom's down the hall. But yeah. So with this lockdown, working from home isn't really a new thing for me, but having the option of being able to go out or go visit friends or family, etc., that's been taken away. Yeah, it's not it's not nice. Yeah.
Well, what?
Thanks to human malware.
Thanks, human malware. We can't even say your
Yeah.
we can't even say your name because you're so bad. Me. Me.
Nah.
Me.
Nah. Just make angry noises at it.
Frostbite.
Meh.
Frostbite asks, "What do you call it when Maddie eats?" She's just Munchkin on food.
Frost. I
Oh,
will get you for that. He's one of the mods in my Discord server.
well,
Trying to take away your title of the Pun King.
he could try, but I am repugnant with puns.
Mm.
Uh, let's see. Preston asks, "Are you a fan of Darth Vader? I know you're a Trekkie, but what? How do you feel about the Dark Lord?"
I enjoy Star Wars, just not as much as I enjoy Star Trek. Star Wars, I like the first three films. I enjoyed the prequels as famously bad as they are. I haven't actually seen the three new ones yet.
Ah, you can take them all in one
No,
swoop.
I haven't. Hmm. My feelings on Darth Vader. Um, as oh gosh, that's a question and a half. How do I sum up my thoughts on Darth Vader as quickly as possible? Um, On-screen presence, amazing. I guess would be the thing, and the costume and everything, and um, James Earl Jones doing the voice. I can't remember who actually performed Darth Vader himself. Ironically, I think I've actually met the guy, but oh, um, I can't remember his name. That's terrible. Anyway, I really enjoyed the the backstory that they gave him in the prequels. Other than that, I don't really have much more to say.
There you go. That's a good bit right there.
Uh,
You know, there's no rush to watch the newest trilogy, but I'd be curious as someone who can see it back to back, how it might flow for you. I
mm,
saw it as they came out, and
yeah.
well, I have to admit that my enthusiasm waned as the series progressed. I'm not going to go on a huge tirade here, but I guess it depends on what was the story trying to tell us. And there are times where I feel like it didn't know its own self. Oh, just need to give a quick shout out in the chat. I
Mhm.
appreciate that people enjoy role play, little mock battle or stuff like that. But this is part of the etiquette of a chat room. Role playing is best in short bursts, and then give it a little time before you go do so again. Too much, and you start to dominate the chat or take away people's enjoyment because now they can't ask a question. The chat is filling up with these role playing jokes. So, moderation in all things. Let's see here. Uh, this one's a bit of a tricky question because it's something we don't have full control over. Amy Double
Okay.
Rainboom 1997 wants to know what's the next convention that you, Maddie, will go to in the U.S.
Oh.
And let's modify that slightly to say what convention would you most like to go to?
Ah.
Of course, that's I don't mean
Well,
to force you to say you were going to a convention. I'd like.
I have nothing set in stone because of the current situation. I don't know when I'm going to be in the US again. But because of human malware and the restrictions that come with that, because in the UK the restrictions are much stricter than they are elsewhere because we're an island, but we're also a travel hub. So, but anyway, the question was about conventions. um, I would love to attend San Diego Comic Con,
Ooh.
but I think I think they're meaning more niche conventions like Brony conventions. I would be happy to attend any convention that my friends are at if I'm able to. I know BronyCon isn't a thing anymore. That's the only Brony convention in the US I've been to. So I would like to experience Brony conventions elsewhere. I've attended BronyCons in the UK and in Europe, and there's, you know, how we do conventions over here and how you guys do them. It's crazy different. Ours are smaller for one thing, and they're also not as intense. um, but you guys also have more space to spread yourselves out at cons than we do. So, yeah, I think I would love to attend BabsCon if I had to pick one particular Brony convention that still runs, or Everfree. I don't know.
I'd heartily endorse both. Space,
Mm.
the convention frontier. These are the voyages of the I am me.
I am me.
Its continuing mission to plug my channel, to visit new sites and new conventions, to boldly wonder where if I've smelled that smell before. On the spot, right?
Nice. Masterfully done.
Oh, Cypher Snake 89. Do either of you like/own Star Trek model ships?
Oh, my adopted sister has over 30 of them.
Oh wow.
They're just the miniature ones. She used to collect them. I think she stopped collecting them after a while because it got out of hand. I think there's more than 30 now.
The limits of
Yeah.
many a collector. I didn't collect model ships. I tried making a runabout model once, but I didn't have the patience, I guess. It's kind of funny. I can sit in front of a computer for a good couple hours working on something, but then sit at a table to paint a model kit. Oh, I'm so bored. I did for a time collect the Playmates Star Trek ships. They were these electronic light and sound ships. They look so cool. I loved them. I even, because they weren't producing ships fast enough, there were these toys when I was a little kid called Constructs, a very poor competitor to Lego. But it's basically just these plastic pieces with these octagonal connectors. No, they were sextagonal, six pegs. And you basically use them to create a wireframe. So I would build Star Trek ships based on what I saw with the Constructs, draw on a poster board and cut it out and tape the board over the Constructs to make my own Starfleet ships. I also made the Technodrome from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles before the toy was ever released.
Oh, nice.
I was quite proud.
That's really impressive. Yeah.
And I was the consummate geek. Even from a young age. The geekdom had it in for me. Or I had it in for the geekdom. Let's see here. Oh, Jasper's wondering if we'll be checking out the new season of Power Rangers. I didn't realize it was coming out tomorrow. I think that's more my field than your own, Maddie.
Yeah, sadly, I wasn't a Power Rangers fan growing up. Oh no, people are going to hate me now. I watched it. I didn't get it. I was like, I was so. Basically, I looked at it and I just went, it's not animated. I don't like it. So
That's
'cause I
fair.
was just all about cartoons as a kid, so it was very rare for me to get into a live action show when I was a kid.
Not to
It's kind
worry.
of pathetic, really.
No.
Other than Star Trek, of course.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Now, Champ to Stay has wondered if you've watched Thomas and Friends since our first stream.
Ah, I'm I'm only familiar with uh the the first iteration of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Hmm.
Um, I haven't really seen any of the new ones. I have seen the trailer for the reboot,
There's a good gravy.
and
Everything's getting a
there
reboot.
there there mm, there will be a video on it eventually.
Ooh, that sounded a bit
It's
ominous.
horrifying.
That sounded a bit
Mm,
ominous. There will be.
mm-hmm.
Is that like there will be blood? There will be a video.
There will be blood.
Oh yes, there will be a video.
There will be blood. I just can't say much about it yet. So,
Actually, that would be kind of freaky. Thomas the Tank Engine in Bloodsport. There will be blood. What a what a lovely thing, thought Thomas.
hmm.
Anywho, let's see here. No, let's see. Also, I want to give a shout out to Aramau, who came up with consistency, the perfect compromise.
Consistency.
Consistency.
It's a new crossover shirt. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Consistency.
Ah, there's the Mary.
Uh-huh.
Well,
She was bound to show up at some point.
well, because she'd be the best streamer ever.
It's surprising that so many people don't know that I voice both characters.
Really?
So, yeah, some people still think it's done by someone else. They get a surprise when I do that. So,
Well, that's because you have a wonderful
yeah.
vocal range.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and
If it wasn't so late, I'd be able to do the Mary Sue voice better, but I can't really do the Mary Sue voice without shouting.
well, it does lend itself to
She
volume
can't. There is one thing she can't do. She can't really talk in a whisper.
because greatness must be heard.
Hmm.
I've given her a reason. Oh heavens, I'm starting to think like Mary Sue. You never go full Sue.
There can only be one.
By the way, Jesper, I will check out this new Power Rangers. It's kind of weird because I saw the full Japanese series that it is based on, or what will provide footage for its own story. So it's kind of a weird compared to my early days of Power Ranger fandom. I'm suddenly doing compare and contrast, which is why Super Megaforce is never, ever, ever going to live up to Gokaiger. Sorry, folks, it's just not happening. Anywho, but let's see here. Let's see. Ali Penner asking if I'm familiar with the Toho fandom, which I believe is. Wait, is that Godzilla? There's Tokusatsu, which is Power Rangers and Masked Rider and well, and their obvious Japanese counterparts Sentai and Kamen Rider. But Toho, isn't that giant monster movies?
My fiance would know the answer to that question. I have no idea.
Oh, here's an interesting question from Champ. If you could live with any Disney character, who would you live with?
Wow.
This is Roomies or
Hmm. Why don't you answer first?
oh, I mean, it's sort of the question of who would be the most supportive, the most respectful. Honestly, I think the genie. I mean, forget house cleaning and just trying to keep order in a chaotic time. He might. Granted, that level of energy would eventually feel exhausting, but he has moments where he can be somber and just take it
Yeah.
slow. So yeah, I would go
Hmm.
with the genie, but forgive my bias, but it would have to be the Robin Williams rendition. Will Smith, I enjoy as
Oh,
an
for
actor,
sure.
but
Mm.
Robin Williams is the genie.
Yeah. I think for me, um, I know that most people know that my favorite Disney character is Hades, but no, that would not be the roommate I would go with. I would go with Rapunzel
Interesting. So instead
because
of
she's a little bit of a jack of all trades. But um, yeah, I think I would go with Rapunzel as a roommate.
so
We'll
with
just sit and draw all day. She can paint the walls. I'll draw in a sketchbook or something.
there you go, artists of a feather.
Yeah,
Whereas with Hades, you'd be dying to get out of there.
precisely. Welcome to Tartarus. If you were dead, you'd be home by now.
Let's face it. If you're here, well,
That's
you've
not my joke. Yeah, that's not my joke. That's from the Hercules TV series.
nice. I think it's if you're here, clearly you made a mistake. Let's see here. Cherry Fluff Belly wonders if we both have a favorite Studio Ghibli movie.
Mm, that's a good question. Gosh. I love them all, but um, if I had to say my top favorite would probably be Howl's Moving Castle, but that's mainly because I love the book so much. There's several books, but the book that the movie is based on is the first one of the series, and it's fun because Howl is Welsh. He wasn't Welsh in the movie, but he was in the book, and it's just very entertaining. The book is just one of my favorite things. I've given it to my best friend now, but yeah, it's one of my favorite books. So it's my favorite Studio Ghibli movie as well. I love the look of it. I love the steampunk kind of vibe. It has a lot of Studio Ghibli films have that kind of vibe, but yeah, it has a really good English dub as well. One of the best English dubs for an anime. With yeah, no, I'm going to stick with that. Yeah,
Excellent.
stick with that.
Whereas for me, it would be Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's a fantastic movie, but it's also the first Studio Ghibli movie I think I ever saw, but also a very curious history when I saw a much different dub. Well, I guess I should say, yeah, I'll actually say it was an inferior dub, called Warriors of the Wind. That's what they named it.
Mm.
They didn't even leave the title unchanged. And if you ever Google, actually, if y'all forgive a little lull in the visuals for a sec, I'm just gonna find the Warriors of the Wind DVD cover and throw it in, because this is a reflection of the times, I guess is the best way to put it. This is how little faith they had in it at the time.
Can't. I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up, I guess.
Yes, it's going to be just a few seconds because we're in the time warp again. And also, this isn't saving for some reason. Why are you not saving? I'm sure. I think even my internet is trying to take it a little slow. Curses! An expletive deleted. I am undone. One sec. All right.
Another good Studio Ghibli film, sorry to interject for a moment, is La Puta, Castle in the Sky.
Ah, yes. Is it weird?
Yeah.
Is it weird that I kind of remember that for Mark Hamill's depiction of the villain? Here we go.
Mark Hamill. I love Mark Hamill so much.
After no less than 4 save boxes showed up on my computer all at once.
Oh.
Because
dear.
That's how it likes to mess with me. Here we go. Here is the cover for Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, circa the 1990s. I don't,
Can't quite see it yet.
Not yet. The stream will catch up forthwith.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, that's very Masters of the Universe-ish.
Okay. Let's just run through this real quick because I find this a fascinating study. Okay. We've got... Oh, man, but I can't give too much spoilers. Okay. He's not in it. I don't think that's a spoiler if I say he's not in it. Pegasus is not in it. Too bad. Might be a character from the movie. Well, no. Both of these would be the same character from the movie. And it doesn't look anything like that. This guy is in the movie, but he's not a Jedi. He's not wielding a lightsaber. And this is the greatest offense. The heroine of the movie, what I would argue is one of the best examples of writing a really fleshed out female protagonist, is reduced to the upper right corner for the crime of being a girl. This was the cover at a Blockbuster Video. Yes, that's how old I am. I don't know why there's yarn.
I remember those.
I don't know why there's yarn on the other sides here. That is very clear. Yes, that is a very yarnish texture. Spinning a yarn. But this is how I was introduced to Studio Ghibli. It almost feels disrespectful to look at it now.
That's horrendous.
Indeed.
Good lord.
So, now that I've gone this tirade, another Star Wars question: What do we think of the character Ahsoka Tano? Funny enough, talking about writing another female character. I don't know if you've caught much of the Star Wars, Clone Wars, or Rebels.
No. I know who Ahsoka Tano is. I don't know enough about her to form an opinion.
Oh, there you go.
Sadly. Sorry.
When I saw Ahsoka in the Star Wars Clone Wars movie, the introduction to the series, which was kind of so-so in my eyes, I thought she was going to be that annoying kid sidekick who's always there to lighten the mood or try to be hip and jiggy with it, yo. Yeah, I'm hip. Ducka, 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 ducka. But in reality, the Clone Wars did a really good job of having her confront war and difficult situations. She grew as a character, and as a result, I grew much more a fan. I think there was an earlier question if I liked Shakti. Same species, another character, who unfortunately dies a lot. I mean, like, depending on the cut, there were certain cuts of Revenge of the Sith, and Shakti originally was killed on the bridge by Grievous, but then in the final cut, she was killed. I think no, she wasn't killed. She made it into this Force Unleashed video game, where I think she may have gotten killed. Then there was then I think she got killed again in a comic. Basically, she's the Kenny of Star Wars. She just keeps dying. I don't know what they have against this one character, but they just, oh my gosh, they killed Shakti! You Sith Lords!
I'm not familiar enough with Star Wars to contribute to the conversation more. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm a Trekkie at heart.
I understand. Well, I mean, is there any character in Star Trek who just seems to get killed a lot in, like, expanded fiction? I mean, okay, I guess there's the Borg Queen. I mean, she's died a lot.
Yeah, but there's a fan theory that says there's more than one Borg Queen, which would kind of make sense, but in another way doesn't make sense.
Hey, I'm not against the idea of multiple.
Let's not go down that road. I don't want to take over the stream and turning into a Star Trek message board. So.
Oh no, we can ponify this. Come on, multiple royal rulers. Why have we not seen Borg Lestia?
I need to draw that.
I've planted the seeds.
I think I've seen Chrysalis as the Borg Queen.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, but at the same time, Celestia, it would be interesting, or at the very least, an assimilation. How do you have that flowing mane with all those head tubes? Oh, see, Celestia could be the new Locutus, which you talk about.
Of course.
I agree that Star Trek works so well as its own ensemble, self-contained stories. But best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Oh, I discovered Star Trek too late to see that live, but what a nail biter that must have been.
Oh,
season
for sure.
season finale. What? No.
Torture, and now you can just sit down and watch like the all of the series back to back without any of that.
It's not right. You kids today, you
tension.
don't know how good you've got it. I tell you, get off my lawn.
You can even pause the thing. Like there was like I remember when we watched it as kids, and we grew up on Voyager, so there would be ad breaks, and we would quickly run to the bathroom, and then there would be shouting in the other room, "It started up again!" And you're like, "Oh no, grab!" Trying to get running, leaping over the top of the sofa to get back in time. You don't have that now, because everything is streamed, and you can pause it.
Again, you kids don't know how good you got it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the great lament of the 90s. At least I think of the 90s. They'd always end the season on a cliffhanger to try and pressure the networks into giving them another season. And so often the networks said no. So you had a bunch of these series that ended on cliffhangers that were never, ever resolved. Ever resolved. I cannot tell you how maddening that was, pun intended, to have a story left dangling like that. I'm actually kind of bitter. You see the finale of Exo Squad, and you're like, no, what? Give me more. You can't do that. You can't do that.
It was such a common thing. I'm getting a lot of memories being brought up on how many shows were cancelled. I'm just like, ugh.
Oh dear.
Getting a little bit like just remembering all of these shows that didn't end.
Well, my
I
little
buried them.
Oh dear. I hope I'm not dredging up on unhappy thoughts.
No, it's fine.
Okay, good. It's never my goal. I troll, but I don't mean to injure. It is part of the duality that is my soul. Ah, I'm deep. Let's see here. Okay, Champ to Stay wonders if I had a full day off without doing any work. Yeah, well, this is definitely fiction. And the only thing you do is watch Disney Plus. What do you watch? Okay, I'm going to make a full statement and say I would watch Hamilton. I would watch it all the way through. I would let Sweetie Bloom know that I had watched Hamilton, and she would maybe be a little less mad at me.
I would pay money to see you perform the song that King George sings.
Oh, you'll be back? I've not yet seen it, but I hear it's terrifying.
Okay.
That he's actually very unnerving.
It's terrifying.
Wow.
It really is.
Wait, why do you want me to be terrifying?
Because it's funny at the same time. It's weird. 1 second it's funny, and then it's genuinely chilling. Like, ugh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Evangelion 007, you're right. Mandalorian and WandaVision would be a close second, but I'm almost legally required to watch Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
How about yourself, Maddie?
I'm enjoying WandaVision. I'm struggling with it. People that are watching it will understand why, regarding recent events in my own life, because the series WandaVision deals with grief. but it is a very good series, and I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the episodes I haven't finished yet. I'm actually working my way through a lot of the National Geographic documentary series stuff on there. I'm really into NASA stuff and just documentaries about wild cats and stuff like that. I know that sounds really lame, but I would just sit and just watch David Attenborough narrate lions wandering around in the in the grasslands. So, oh lordy.
See, I like.
Or I would just watch Hercules over and over and over and over and over.
See, I'm more like Morgan Freeman talking about penguins. Imagine if we did a crossover. Here we see a penguin wandering the savannah. How did this happen?
Since the dawn of time, people have loved the sound of my voice.
I'm Morgan Freeman. I could read an
Oh,
instruction manual and you would think it was the greatest thing ever.
Hmm.
Oh, Colton Brown has to go. Colton, have a wonderful evening.
Thank you for joining.
Let's see here. Let's go with two more questions before just start closing out the night, because HarmonyCon is in full swing and I will be part of a panel in an hour.
Yes.
So I don't mean to shortchange everyone, but I need just a little buffer zone to have like dinner. And Maddie will need to get some sleep. So Amy Double Rainboom wants to know, what generation, season, and episode do we like the most of My Little Pony?
Oof.
I know.
Quickly Googles what season was Party of One in.
Oh, that was the first season.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with that.
Excellent.
My favorite episode is Party of One, and that is in season 1. So of G4. Yes. I don't really go by generation, season. I get really confused. I'm like, oh no, I just remember episode titles and that's it.
Yes.
My memory is terrible.
Not to believe me, I feel your pain. I will say, in generation 4, in the second season with the Sisterhood of Social, killed Colonel Mustard. No, I really loved that episode. It was sort of a combination of how well I felt this show actually played off even what I expected. I mean, you kind of know what's going to happen, but you love the journey. And I loved the journey of Sisterhood of Social.
It's a very special episode to me.
It's, but now I've invoked Journey. Don't stop believing.
Demonetized.
Curses! I just, the funny thing is I don't monetize my videos, but still, what the hey, YouTube? What the hey, YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, you start with me, YouTube. You best stop starting. So I get on a little Karibo kick every now and again. I don't know if you've seen Evangelion Abridged. Oh, the person who made...
I've seen Evangelion, but I haven't seen Abridged.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a...
Well, it's been a while since I've watched it, so...
Well, believe me, it's going to be a while until anyone gets to watch Evangelion. Human malware blocked the premiere of the latest movie, much to many a fan's rage. But if you ever watch Evangelion Abridged with Little Karibo, it's just it's a one-off special, and it's quite hilarious.
Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh, darn. Okay.
Let's see here. Let's see here. Gojuly91 asking, could you imagine James Earl Jones being the voice of God? I'm thinking Prince of Egypt, where he could be multiple voices. I mean, he is God. Don't try to limit God to one voice. Why are you trying to limit God? No. So the answer I could see him, or he would be like the perfect mix of James Earl Jones, Morgan Freeman, Orson Welles, and let's just say Antonio Banderas. Somehow he would make it work. Oh, and Amy, HarmonyCon will be free to join. It's on server. It's just online right now. Again, human malware. Boo.
Boo.
Boo. But
Boo.
but we are approaching what I'm afraid is more of a hard cutoff this week. Maddie, you just released a video, but I'm going to ask, what are some other projects you would like to tease or have on the burner?
Well, after this one, I've been working on a video about, I've been doing a series of videos, well, about the animated depictions of Satan.
Ooh, we're gonna have a devil of a
This
time.
all started this all started because I did a very quick video about a segment of the Animaniacs when the Animaniacs meet the devil, and I got quite an interesting reaction to that video where I was accused of all sorts of of things to do with whether or not I was a real Christian or not, because I was talking about the devil, etc., etc. So I was like, I know what will troll people. I will start making a series of videos that looks into the various animated depictions of Satan. So, so the next one I did was Disney's Silly Symphony, which was the very first animated depiction that I know of Satan. So my next video in that series is about the how the devil's being depicted in The Simpsons. So I, of course, talk a lot about Ned Flanders. And this is a project that's been on the go it's on the back burner for a long time. I finally finished the audio for it this week. So there's that. In regards to other video projects, there's a Thomas video, which may also be a collaboration. I'm not saying any more than that.
Oh. No. Wait. When you say
dropping the seeds in there.
when you say Thomas, you are of the engine variety, yeah?
Of course, Thomas the Tank Engine.
All right. I can.
Yes.
I can already hear Champ chomping at the bit. Champ chomp.
Yes. And this only kind of popped into my head this week because the trailer for the new Cruella film dropped, and I thought I should do a video where I basically just fangirl over Cruella, from the original movie, and how she's depicted in the live action film by Glenn Close, and in 101 Dalmatian Street as well, and how she was depicted in there was a very short-lived TV series, I believe in the 90s, that was based on 101 Dalmatians as well. And yeah, just gonna make it just a video where I'm just having a good fangirl moment over how amazing Cruella is. So
Nice.
I'd like to do that.
I must be sure to direct my friend Cruella Cocaine to such a video. As you can tell.
It would probably be quite a while before I get to that one, but yeah. Well, there is something else that I would like to do, and we have discussed this before. I did a video about Sisterhoof Social. And in that video, I mention about the possibility of doing a video about the Royal Sisters. And that's a thing that maybe we could do.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe I would love to do that. I would.
Yeah.
I can't say I would white knight for Luna because she's more of a dark theme. But
Well, she's the younger sibling, so I kind of relate to her more. Also, I was a goth kid, so there's that too.
Wait, we could.
So that would be a fun thing. And we haven't collabed on a video for a long time.
We have. That's my bad.
Mm.
Although now suddenly I'm picturing like Silver has a crisis conscious. Wait, we can't both argue for Luna. There has to be some balance. Wait a minute. Am I being forced to champion Celestia? Oh, the equanimity. Honestly, I would actually, as much as I love Luna, I would argue in favor of Celestia because she gets a bum rap a lot. Partly because
She does.
Partly because the show makes her ineffective at times where I feel like she could be more effective.
Yeah.
It's just, wow, I almost said more so as if she was ineffective. Yeah, she could be even less effective. Have her like try to hold Twilight back, literally.
I remember I had names for all the princesses in MLP. Princess Celestia was Princess Exposition. Princess Luna was Princess Absent, because she was hardly in the show until later seasons. Twilight is Princess Smile and Wave. Cadence is Princess Product Placement.
Funny enough, that was just what I was thinking.
And Flurry Heart is Princess Face Hugger.
That's right. Oh my gosh! Is that somehow where Little Cheese really came from?
Oh god.
I just blew or disgusted your mind.
Thanks for that. I needed some nightmare fuel.
There we go.
So.
Oh, but I like Trinary's title for Celestia. Princess Position. Wait, Princess Position. That sounds wrong.
Princess Exposition, not position.
Oh, Ender Pup's got to
My
go.
brain went places. Oh no.
As did mine. Ender Pup, have a good night. But let's see here. Oh, Trinary, I prefer what changelings would call Cadence the princess of food. It was odd. This was a comment right after season 2 ended. Some folks wondered why Cadence hadn't been the target of changelings. Like, if she's the princess of love, she'd be like an infinite food supply. Morbid as that sounds. But let's be honest, Chrysalis was never looking for a food supply, really. This is the big thing. Like folks, in that weird sympathy for the devil sort of attitude, folks really tried to argue for the changelings at times, well before Thorax hit the scene. And they're like, no, they weren't just hunting for food; they were enjoying conquest. I'm not so charitable until Thorax hit the scene, and even then, then it sort of gets, well, you're born good. That's a little shaky to me. See, but anyway, that'd be a tirade for an actual video. But I would say I would love to do a video on the Royal Sisters. I would gladly take the position of a Celestia supporter if you would like to express your inner goth history with the Luna. But I reserve the right to show up in full Luna Royal Guard armor, just to start.
I will have to draw that. I look forward to drawing that. Yay! I'm happy.
Excellent. And well, okay, so made some good progress tonight. And at least gave the train station a ground. So I'd say everything's on track.
I was going to say that. Darn it.
Oh, did I derail you? See, this
not
is
fair. It's late for me.
It's or early, depending on your point of view.
I'm not on for. It's early or late.
Either way,
It's almost 2 a.m.
all the more reason for us to wish you a wonderful night. And
No, it's actually 2:30. Gosh.
right. This is where I can actually hear Sweetie Bloom reeing in the distance. She's like, Silver, how dare! How dare! This is me doing my great impersonation again. I don't know why. So I think now is a good time to wish everyone a good night, or invite you to come join me on Questra's Next Top Artist at HarmonyCon. So check out my Twitter. I'll be retweeting as we get closer to the festivities. But alternatively, get some sleep, get some rest. We're all working through turbulent times. That's the most polite way I can put it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So please take it easy on yourselves, and always know that there are people rooting for you.
Yes.
Always. And Maddie,
I'm over here rooting for you.
well, as we are rooting for you, Maddie, and thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me, putting up with me, tolerating my nonsense.
Oh, there's no tolerating to be done. It was wonderful. It's been wonderful. So, and we will talk about this Royal Sisters video in good order. I'm looking forward to that. So
yeah, that's going to be good.
Also, once again, I want to thank Trinary and Kelvin for keeping an eye on the chat. And honestly, I think we had a significant reduction in spam. So I thank you all for working with me on that. So I hope it's been a fun evening, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I'm